Good morning, good morning. Welcome to year 2022. Welcome to the breakfast show. As we end last year, we begin this new year for year 2022. And I do hope some of our audience has been listening for year 2021. It has been a great year for us. For us, I think we did pretty not bad, I would say, if you look at our trading portfolio that we have done. For year 2021, we had up about 6.8%, and we still have one trade running into is our RCE cap. Of course, those of you who have followed some of the plans that we have from Pentagon Guide from SMARTRobie, I will showcase to you. They have done pretty well. It's important that you stick to those trading rules, able to run your profit and cut your loss. And if you have some of those stocks still on some of those sectors, I will showcase to you that has seriously dented a lot of your portfolio. So moving from year 2022, we have some exciting plans we're going to be sharing with you. So continue to follow us on our SMARTRobie. As we say before, we are coming up with new features that will help many of our audience and also many of our users from SMARTRobie. Of course, today, one big notice is our daily charging. It's already back, and we started charging around 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. So that would be, some of you may also know that we have turned on the monthly pass. We have reduced the prices. Used to be 500 credit. Now it's only 300 credit for 1 month. That's right, 300 credit for 1 month and for one market. And if you open up 3 multiple market, will be 500 credit. Of course, many of you would have known. Let me just switch on to my wider chart in here. Is a small gift that we have from year 2022 for our audience who are back with us. So use this voucher code Happy 2022 in the level. Let me just show you that. If you can see right at the top here. Okay, you can see this right at the top here, Happy 2020, and apply this as what I did. I've applied here. You can see Happy 2022, and you will get 100 credit. That's right, 100 credit in your SMARTRobie as a gesture for your support that we have so far in here. And also do use and think about using the monthly pass of 300 credit in here. You can purchase at your wallet or your monthly pass just on my site here. You can see, and that would give you access to freedom. Of course, we are putting up new features in here. One of them is definitely the watch list that we have for you, and you can see this watch list in here. Definitely very beneficial, especially those of you who are constantly using Pentagon Guide in here. And not to forget also to showcase to you our past winner and past loser from our Pentagon Guide in here. Winners are bigger, losers are smaller, so that's why it's important that you inherit to follow your trading plan. Now let's take a look at what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show, and we are focusing on our beginner module, which is actually on our Pentagon Guide in here. And of course, the morning news headline, which is very important to see where we are. And of course, for those of you who are following us, do share this video in your timeline, and we appreciate for all the support that you have. Thank you very much for coming today. Now let's take a look at our Malaysian GDP growth so far that we have. For year 2021, it is pretty much in line with the economic recovery that we've seen, 3 to 4% that we've seen back in 2018, 2019. For year 2022, the forecasts are slightly better because of the hopefully the Omicron virus doesn't give the kind of hospitalization, and there is no shutdown, I believe, from the government of Malaysia in here. So they are projecting a 5.5 to 6.5 GDP growth for that one. However, if you look back year-to-date 2020 and year-to-date 2021, you can see on top of me in here only 3 sectors that is positive: telecommunication, property. Everything else just goes into the so-called below negative returns. Technology continue to do well in year 2020, 83, 2021 is 38. And the finance is just improving slightly. So it does still look like technology. It's something will be some our members and some of the public will be looking at year 2022. So if you have technology sector for the last 3 years, I suppose your portfolio would have done so much better in here. I think that's important that many of our members do. And also I'll talk about the US sector coming in for our first seminar for this year, our cross-border seminar into the US market, which I'll talk about shortly. Now also, today is the resumption of the short selling rate that we are restarting right now, and as such, if you switch over to our this morning in here, our SMARTRobie, and as well on our tradevsa.com, you have seen the KLCI is down 18 points because we did have a big window dressing, isn't it? On the 31st of December, many of you would have noticed on Friday, we have a big move just on that last 1 minute where DG, Top Glove plus I think IHH Healthcare, yeah, that's right, you can see on top media, Healthcare 6%, sorry, IHH Healthcare is down 7% because there was a big move. DG and Top Glove, with that three stocks that they push up last Friday on the last 1 minute, and we saw finally the December close at 1560, but today we are down 18%, which is normal. And I said before, this big window dressing, it's a bit overdone, and right now we are down 18 points. Volume remain to be low, and I think from here onwards we will see likelihood to be profit taking this week. That's what we are seeing in here, and that is also aligned what the analysts are talking about. As you can see, the Bursa Malaysia to trade cautiously this week because Friday on to Friday we saw about 51 points. We have not seen anything like that. And also very important is to look at the foreign flows. You can see from foreign flows, 31st of December were net outflow. The red one is net outflow. So this is just probably a one time, and this week we are looking for a weaker profit taking in here. So take note of that. If you don't need to trade, you don't need to, but the KLCI has already, having said that, hit up in here. No surprises today. The market will probably gap down a bit lower, and we will also see uptrust. All right, now let's switch back to our KLCI in here, and you can see what is the market today. And you can see here we have Nestle, big decliner. Kobe was a big gainer. Genentech, right? And we have some of SMN Track up. K Group, these are all your penny stocks. DGB and also Opcon, these are some of the smaller cap stock, but do take a look at them if they do have the kind of setup that you have, and probably it's probably a good reward to list. Now use the trading plan and the exit strategy for all your Robie. All right, having said that, the news on HSL, which one of the big winner that came out on the Pentagon, which we will talk about shortly in here, is the Yu family acquired the stake on Hock Seng Lee. This is the Sabah player in here, and they have risen their stakes by 25% to more than 84% after several major acquisitions. So the Yu family seems to be holding a big in here, and you can see HSL stock chart, stock comment, switching to a wider chart here. So you can see from a chart, this was a very nice breakout from $1, and one of the, right now it's almost to 130, almost a 30% move you can see in here. But this is not the area to be buying, to be frank with you. The area to be buying was at the green Pentagon. You can see that was where the logical entry it is. All right, so if you have gone in during the green Pentagon, you can see on top here HSL is likely a price gain of 24.8% since the green Pentagon on the 15th of December. Uptrend continues after the green Pentagon guider. All right, so that's something fairly good in here for our members who have followed this. Okay, and next story is on Pohat. Pohat see earnings recovery after a bad quarter, and let's take a look at Pohat this morning. Okay, Pohat. So you can see Pohat right now, it's green Pentagon holding a nice space here, and the analyst is giving it let's take a look at here 138, and the analyst giving it a buy call at 158. Okay, 158, that's a pretty good upside from here onwards. The question is, will we see profit taking on the KLCI that continue to move this market lower in here? But if you think this is a good one, and let's the fundamentals do support this, as I said before. Let's take a look. Yep, 3 out of 8 with a dividend of almost 6% in here. Now remember, this stock has fared very badly because of the lockdown, and they were experiencing earnings decline, as you can see in here. Of course, you can also check out the 4-year trend by just hitting this portion here, and you can see it just goes on to Bohua. You can check out the financials on the monthly and so forth, and that seems to give you an edge compared to the other apps that we've seen so far in here. All right, so this is for Bohua. If you like this is definitely seeing earnings coming in the coming quarters. Now on another growth stock is definitely KGB, which has been one of the favorite of many of our members and myself too. KGB has hold up its level, and analyst is giving it a analyst is giving it a buy neutral rating. That's right, a buy neutral rating. So let's switch to a wider chart here. Switch into KGB. And you can see from the chart wise, KGB hasn't turned green pentagon yet. It's sort of moving sideways. If you look in the true sense, this is fairly well value, because its last closings was 172, and having said that, this is a 35 times earning in here, so fully value. So unless they get some kind of news or some kind of breakout, remember, prices move ahead of any news in here. All right, so all good news has been priced in. Likelihood KGB continue to move sideways from here onwards. Now if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, do pencil those in here. I'm happy to look at them in here, and take note of our free gift this morning. Happy 2022, the voucher code for SMARTRobie, and you do get 100 free credit for you. Do share that with your friend. If you share this app with your friend and they download it, you will also get another 100 credit too in here. So let's switch over to our US segment right now in here. The US segment, as beginning of every year, the Barron's report, which I look highly in here, does do stock pick, and 10 of the 10 stock pick that they had is listed in here. You can capture this in here, but more importantly, the 2020. Now, depending on whether you continue to be bullish on the US market like me elsewhere, last year was a very strong finishing for the S&P 500, giving a 26.9% return, and their stock pick almost just less than 1% behind that benchmark, and these are some links. But for year 2022, these are their stock pick. Will be Royal Dutch Shell, IBM, Johnson & Johnson, Hertz Global, Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway B shares or A shares, Nordstrom, which is a retailer, AT&T, like pretty much our DG, and General Motors. Okay, General Motors, Berkshire Hathaway is the only holdover. So these are your stock pick, and those of you who are looking for US, these are some great fundamental stock in here. You could see the only technology is IBM, and many of these stocks are picked for their value. Okay, for their value. Of course, you can also move over to the US S&P 500 and check out whether the S&P 500 has turned green pentagon. All right, you can see in here, yes, it has turned green pentagon, and IBM, and looking at it from a value pick, IBM here. Okay, stock chart, stock comment here, whether he has turned green pentagon, and yes, it has moved up since the green pentagon, very nicely done, as I said before, 8.6%, and IBM, do they pay a dividend? And we all know IBM, right? IBM does pay a 4.9% dividend with a PE, and that's why it is rated 2 for being very, very value pick. Okay, so take note of that one. This will definitely be stocks that one of the one that is been picked by S&P 500 under the Barron's group in here. All right, a pretty good stock in my opinion for the tech stocks if you don't have IBM. Okay, there were some of you who would have already penciled in the stock pick. Do let me know your profession first. If you're from the public, do let me know your profession and I'll be happy to look into them. One stock pick for the public in here. All right, let's move over to the interesting stocks for the US side is Tesla. All right, now Tesla continue to deliver high, as you can say before, crushes all expectation. So let's take a look at Tesla. And those of you who have Tesla stocks, they have done pretty well, as I did get some for the clients too. And Tesla has been up almost 20% this year. You can see also turned green Pentagon recently and above $1,000 in here. So this news also concurred with the better earnings in here. This stock should move higher too. And I think many instances is quite true. The US market does give a little bit more upside compared to our local market in here. Most of the local market in here, as I said before, I've shared with you, continue to hit downwards, as you can see. So I do think that US toward 2022 will be another great year in here, and many more. I will talk more about that in the investing seminar that we are doing on the level 12 and 13. The 2 more weeks from now here. So Tesla, it's one of the stocks and continue to move up like we've seen in the last round, almost 20 to 30% upside. Now on the Singapore side, let's take a look whether Singapore has turned green Pentagon. So you can see Singapore, India hasn't done green Pentagon yet, and this morning Singapore is up 8 points at 3135. Okay, and some of those that is up are penny stocks again, but the stock in the focus is MM2. All right, MM2 is the stock in focus. MM2, which is actually an entertainment movie 1BO. I don't know why they should just use one MM2 as a stock code. Okay, so looking from this onwards, you can see MM2 is base building at, wow, this is it MM2 base building at yep, at what price is this now? 5 cents. Wow, this is really a penny stocks, really penny stocks. Okay, in the Singapore side. So if some of our Singaporean friends of Singapore audience who would like to take on this stock, this is definitely stock. But do wait for the green Pentagon first, and I think it's going to be coming soon. You can see volume standard below. Just wait for the green Pentagon in here. And one way is eventually we will set up this on our watch list. You can also use this in here. All right, let's take a look at our next stock, revising our beginner trade idea for the 27th of December, episode 147, was Hexstar. And let's take a look at Hexstar. All right, so Hexstar has gone up by 4.7%. Okay, since we last talked about it. So you can see Hexstar on the 27th since the green Pentagon here, right? And so you just pull it up to here, and you can see the maybe 6% depending where you're looking at, but I do think from the 10 o'clock on the 27th, around 10 something, it's about 4.7%. So nicely, Hexstar has moved up. But I just want to also share with you in here is the continuing way for our members and of our users in here to relook at some of our past Pentagon Guider winner and loser. So one way you can look at it is to go over to the Pentagon Guider that you can see on the right hand side. Just click on that one, and you can see here is the this SGX site. Let's go over to KLSE site, switch to a Robie chart, and go over to Pentagon Guider here. So definitely in here you could see the latest, latest Pentagon Guider and winner. Click on that one, and that will take you to this chart that you see in here. HSL was one of the stocks that was featured, and you could see earlier on, very early on, someone already knows something about it. Of course, from the GR, the one that you see on MFLA here, that's the one with the growth stock. So all in all, you can see HSL was 24% return from the 15th of December approximately to the last Friday in here. Coastal was 16%, and the bottom of the list is MyNews at minus 7% in here. So you can see this is pretty interesting because you can really want to see what has happened. We have seen, let's take a look at Costa. Okay, so Costa, you can see on the left hand side was 15% in here. Let's take a look at Costa, going back to SMARTRobie. Okay, and we will go back here. That's SMARTRobie. Switching back to SMARTRobie here. Yep. So here is Costa. Okay, Costa is, yep, that's right. That's how it is. From the green pentagon, the market came down, didn't hit the ATS, continued to go higher, and that's how you get a 15% return from Costa and also Axiata. You can also take a look at Axiata too. These are some of the stock that has picked up in here. And very similar, you can see Axiata. All right, on the green pentagon, and the market moved up very, very nicely based on last Friday. Also, not to forget is Top Glove, right? Top Glove, I know last Friday closed pretty well, but take a look at when the green pentagon first came out. And those of you who are using market stages, you will know this was a much, much better trade, right? And you can see that's how the market started to move up on the green pentagon. Let's continue to show and follow those on the top winner and losses using the Pentagon Guider on the Pentagon Guider tab menu. All right, so make sure you're going to use that too, and to check out some of the stocks that we have. And of course, this week, not to forget, use the watch list. So let's take a look at the watch list, which will have one stock we are looking at. It's Hexstar. We're going to come back and use the Hexstar early on in this, but this week we have GCB. So GCB, we're going to build a trading plan, okay, for our members here and for the public. So let's take a look how we're going to do that. Okay, GCB. All right, so green pentagon in here. Let's switch to a weekly chart first. Weekly hasn't turned yet, so you just write, okay, weekly chart not turn green pentagon. Okay, not turn green now. And the daily chart, you can see it turn green pentagon 29 December. Turn green pentagon. Okay, important price level. So one of the things you can find out about important price level is to look at the trading plan. Okay. Current price level, GCB. So you can see just turn green pentagon in here. Let's switch over to the trading plan. Trading plan R1 is 107. Now you want to know if this was a good entry or not. Just go over to the KLCI side, look at Robie chart, look at the Pentagon when it first appeared on the Pentagon Guider, and you can scroll up to number 7. Okay, so 283, the breakout of the 283, this is 281. So a good entry will be 283. Okay, once you take out 283, that is a good level to be entering. Okay, 283. Okay, weekly resistance breakout 283. Okay, what are some of our weekly support? 263. Okay, we can put last low support, weekly support at 263. Okay, 263, 283. Okay, why can the market move higher? Because you have volume. Okay, volumes are coming in nicely in here. Volume is average and good. Okay, high resistance. So how do we find out about high resistance? We'll go back to GCB. Okay, GCB, and we're going to go on to the exit strategy. Okay, exit strategy in here, and you can see exit strategy is let me take a look. R1 320, about another 14%. All right, 14%. Right, or we're going to use maybe just around here $3. I think $3 is okay. Okay, we have weekly support, $3, all high, or 320, whichever comes first. Okay, and trending period, the last time we had was about 2 months. Right, you can pull here up to here. It's about 61 days, so it's about 2 months. So 2 months is our period in here. All right, that's pretty much conclude our very simple trading plan in here. Of course, you have noticed some of the stocks that has run, right? Like HSL run about 15th of December, right? About 2 weeks. So allow the stocks to run a bit, okay? So the trading plan will keep you into play, and that's how you want to stay with the winner in here, okay? Now remember, you don't need to have a position in the market, as I said before. This week, some of those stocks will have more. Okay, sorry about that. I just have to turn off the phone behind me in here. And moving forward with that, some of the fundamental picks like the GCB may have some movement, but generally most of them are going to be trending sideways because of the market that we've seen so far in here. Okay, so let's move on to our next segment in here. So our next segment is the US stock sectors, which will be our first seminar for this year. We find that this is a very good year to start with because there's a lot of opportunity in the US market. We have seen earlier, now this is on the 12th and 13th of January for our members. This is absolutely free, but for those of you that are public, this is one way you can make back the money that you have lost in 2021. So check us out. It's a step-to-step guide to profit in ETF. And one of the reasons why, if you look back, the year 2020, the sector compared to the US sector, if you look back at the 5-year analyzed return of the Dow Jones, S&P 500 and Russell and technology, it is giving about 18% return a year. So you can compare that even on the healthcare sector, 5-year analyzed returns about 14%. In Malaysia, the only sector that is pretty well was only the technology sectors. If you're not in technology sectors, then again your portfolio will likely to face some decline in stock prices and also portfolio decline. I think that's also good. So I think one of the things that we do in our SMARTRobie and also in our education is relook into the other markets like the US market, India. Now remember the US market, some of the stocks we talked about earlier was the Barron Top 50, something many of our members can check it out in here, and also use the S&P 500 and put those into the stocks and check it out in here. All right. So this is happening on the 12th and 13th, and our focus will be building wealth, grow your retirement account, and protect your capital from falling market. And that's always been our goal in here. No doubt the returns that we have for year 2021 has been respectable. So what I say, if not, we do have some winners, we have some losses, but we continue to beat the benchmark in here. Now going forward to have a better returns, right? Diversifying out for better returns in here. So our registration is open now. If you are interested in coming, this is a very simple and very good course for the next 3 months with support and the video recording all in there for a very good price in here. We will teach you about the US market in here. All right. Now again, don't forget, as a gift for the first trading day of 2022, use the voucher code HAPPY2022 and get free 100 credit on your SMARTRobie. And do share that with your friend and you will get also 100 credit on your own. Okay, and right now we are coming to the segment where we'll be looking at some stock pick that you have in here. One stock pick from the public, and from if you're members, and you get unlimited. I mean, of course, some of you who are our fans will get 3 stock pick. But do let us know your profession and also if you are from the member class. All right, we have our first stock, which is Costa. I think we talked about Costa. Costa was continue to be good. Mayfan, I think run that one would be great. That is a good one here. Then we have for Swift. Okay, let's take a look at Swift. Swift is a new listed stock, so that's not going to be much of a chart here. right? It's going to be difficult to tell. So this one in here looks like it's building up a nice base. Did drop a bit in here because there's not enough volume. We need 3 months of volume in order to calculate the smart money footprint. So there's not much I cannot comment on this one in here. Coastal, let's take a look at Coastal again. Coastal continue to be good because they have a green pentagon, and also if you look at market stages, it hasn't reached this danger rate line. Continue to run your profit, but if you do hit up here, probably about 4 or 5 bar here, you can see first two is okay, right? You come back down, hold it, right? And if it guys goes into this range here, do take note, right? It will get there soon, okay? With the Coastal. Now we also have another a retiree in here, Long Chan, looking at Echo World. Echo will just turn green pentagon, no doubt, but you have an upthrust and the market seems to be reacting to it right now. A green pentagon here, nice one, right? So you can see market starting to turn red. So once you turn red below here, you have to be very, very careful. Your ATR stop loss is at 79 cents in here. Now, if it does touch that, that's where you want to be going. But right now, it does point the market, right, seems to be moving sideways, not ready to go up because we have this strong upthrust on the second day. Okay, on the second day in here, if it holds this support level in here, very likely it will hold. This is something that you need to wait. Now remember, it's always best to trade with the sector in front. Now remember earlier I shared with you, right? Most sectors are only 3 sectors has done pretty well, are technology, industrial, the rest are sort of pretty much in the water. So you are likely to be trading trend. Now always important to trade with the stronger sector that you have in hand, and that's why we always talk about some of the strong sectors in the US market. But it's a good share. Having said that, follow your trading plans that you have. Use the Echo World exit strategy, and you're pretty much taking it, because these stocks may go up eventually, but right now seems to be moving sideways for a while. And again, take note if you are trading or you are investing for long term. Good one, Long Chan, thank you for your sharing of your Echo World. Any more of the public want me to take a look at it, I'll be happy to look at some of these stocks in here. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube for all our channel and review of our educational show in here. And year 2022, I think this will be a great year, provided some of you are able to diversify out to the US market that compare what we've seen in the Malaysian market in here. And don't forget to subscribe to our Telegram chat room for all our free stock market info, and share that with your friend, and they will definitely benefit from what we have seen so far. All right. And if you have any stocks you want me to look at that, I'll be happy to go through in here. I think more importantly for year 2022, it's important that you have an overall strategy going into it. What kind of stock? If you continue to trade what you did in year 2022, right, not using the right strategy in here. But of course, we are coming out with our Robie FA collection, which is a new feature in our SMARTRobie in our coming months. So stay tuned. More updates in our coming breakfast show in here. With that, I'll see you on Wednesday in our next breakfast show in here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing with us, and we appreciate your support for all this while. Bye-bye.